Oh, I am? Sorry, everybody. Duh. It's been one of those days. Hello. Welcome to Soul Search. We're just having a ton of fun here, trying to figure things out. But yes, welcome to Soul Search. It is Wednesday, our usual time at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, and I have the privilege of being with Teresah Lynn, imprint coach and author, and I'm Tiffany T. We're just here to just have fun and help people vibrate at a high level and give back. Teresah does soul guidance readings, and I do numerology, and we just want to hang out, have fun, and enjoy this time, and maybe help out if we can. Do you have anything to add, Teresah? I so wasn't even prepared for that.
What should I add? Yeah, I'm having breast issues. Got the breast that doesn't want to be on. Yeah. Happy to be here. Happy to help whoever would like to come on the show, and we'll offer our amazing words of wisdom. And yeah, have a good chat. See what comes up.
Awesome.
It's interesting because we're before we earlier on this evening, you and I were talking about the meditation. I thought I'd bring that up.
Yes, please do.
Let me get ready for that. That was interesting. So yeah, meditation group. I go every Tuesday night, and there's this guy there. He's actually certified at genius level, and ever since he was 7 years old, he's been writing these meditations and sharing them with people. And now he's like, he's in late 40s or 50s or whatever. And he's just an incredibly brilliant and in touch person. And he was the one that's channeling Metatron, sorry. I can never remember. So at meditation last night, we're doing the chakras, and then we're communicating with our master guides and what you'd like to chat with them about. So I didn't really have any agenda, but all of a sudden I get this information that says, what we want for you is for you to be the ambassador of the universe. Did you hear that? So I'm like, that's so cool. So like for me, what that meant was like in my previous meditations, we connected with these orbs. I think I was telling you about it. And these orbs that we connect with, they're like pure joy. Like they're pure fun and joy and creativity. These orbs that we connect to that realm, right? And when I was connecting to that other realm, everything in that realm, I was starting to create in my meditation, and everything in this realm came with just a thought. I didn't actually have to physically go out and manipulate anything or acquire resources. It just showed up. And so when it came out of that meditation, like that would be so cool if that was reality on the planet Earth, right? Then so I realized though that there's another girl in the meditation program. She taps into this energy quite a bit. Works with gems and stones and different energy through the stones. And she says that when she works with that energy too, things do manifest, and you don't have to do anything. And it's kind of contradictory to you have to take action. But what I recognize is that being the ambassador is to be. Because I'm a master number as well, is to master the magic and be the ambassador for the universe to tell everybody that is the way Earth can be. That is the way you can exist on this planet. Where you don't have to go out there and struggle and try and manipulate and force things to happen and going, I got to do this and do this so I can make this happen and make that happen. It's really about just staying in that orb, right? That orb or that energy zone or that realm or whatever that is that I got to experience. What's that?
The orb of joy, the effortless.
The orb of joy and play. And just stay in there. and it just comes to you.
Yeah.
Everything just shows inspiration and ideas to move. So it's not like, okay, let's see if I can come up with a list of things I could try to do in order to manifest what I'd like to manifest. It's more about you just go into that energy. It's kind of like Esther Hicks, right? You just go into the vortex. It's kind of like that. You just kind of go into the energy and see what kind of playful, wonderful, inspirational things come your way, and what joyful activities and actions you want to take. So it's such a different way of being raised in the way we've all been raised, right?
Right. It is. And I think I had like a really huge revelation when I was in the mountains. And you know what's so freaking weird? Okay, so I got these crystals for my birthday from Amazon, and there was no sender. The card said it was a gift receipt, and it said, Tiffany, you need to use these for your birthday, develop your skills with them, because it's one of your many gifts or spiritual gifts. And it's so weird because this whole year I've been getting my angel card readings and stuff. I've been getting crystals, work with crystals. Like they'll make the, like, there's some sort of power that energy vibration that they carry that I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, like, shoot, at the beginning of the year, I didn't understand how to talk to the angels. So maybe this is something different. But I had like a revelation that we used to use more percentage of our brain. Like, I've been obsessed ever since I was little. Like, my 5th grade science project, I was this little kid, and I was like, my science project was developing how to use more percentage of your brain. Like, literally, I've been obsessed with this since I was little. And I think when you operate, and I don't even know why, it's probably like past life stuff.
Is jangling on your earrings or something again because it's clicking?
Oh, sorry. But when you tap into that consciousness where you're in the world with the orbs and everything, it is effortless and it's like pure and stuff like that. Like, crystals are really powerful, I guess, is what I'm learning. And you know, like, everything operates off of them, like computer chips, time watches, you know, like how we keep track of things. And there's they vibrate a certain frequency. So I got like 2 new books now, and I've been like reading up on it because that was just really freaky for me to have someone I don't even know that, like, how do they know that, like, all my card readings have been like, you need to work with crystals, and they have this power. And then all of a sudden, like, Dr. Corey a couple weeks ago sent me this crystal video out of nowhere. Nobody knows this. I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Like, but my point is when you tap into that consciousness, I really think that you're tapping into using more percentage of your brain, and you're remembering, because it's familiar and it feels good, it feels right, it just is. There's no actually room for feelings. It's just so blissful that you don't even think about that.
I know, right? It was such a different experience. Yeah, that's interesting, because there wasn't really any room for, drama or weird feelings or strange thoughts.
They don't vibrate on that level.
They don't.
That consciousness level at all exists.
No, it's really cool. So yeah, meditation Tuesday night's been really helpful for me to start to remembering those things again.
Yes, I need to find a group that's in my area for that. And so you mentioned spirit guides. I'm learning about that right now too. What do you guys do for spirit guides? I'm so intrigued.
What do you mean? What we do? What do spirit guides?
Like, do they teach you about them? Like, there's supposedly 11 spirit guides that we have, like, including animal guides and guardian angels and stuff. But I guess the hierarchy is like 11 specific helpers or whatever they're called. I'm trying to find my paperwork on it right now. So interesting. So you guys, what do? You just get in a circle and meditate, or how does that work?
We go to the yoga studio just down the road, and we all kind of get comfy and turn the lights down, and he does a guided meditation, and it's different every night. sometimes we do chakra work, sometimes we do aura work, sometimes we do clearing, healing, balancing, things like that.
How long have you been a part of this group?
Probably about 4 or 5 months.
Do you guys kind of know each other really well?
Yeah, it's a really small group, between 4 to 7 people that go. There's about 4 or 5 people that come every week, and then, you know, a few people that just kind of drop in. And it's really neat because we get to share our experiences after as well. So it's
like your experiences in life?
our experiences in the meditation and the different realms that we go to.
Oh.
The things that we have learned through meditation. So it's not so much about quietening the mind as it is about inner exploration. Soul exploration, other realms.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you hear that part?
I heard going into another realm. Or did you say exploring?
Yeah. Well, some meditations are about quietening the mind, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These ones are focused on self-awareness, soul awareness, going into other realms, connecting with spirit guides, angels, divine energy.
Yeah. I like that's what guided meditations do. It's really hard for me to do. Even I think I'm up to about 18 minutes of being able to do silent stuff where I've trained my brain to not think, and it took a long time to even get to like 3 minutes because I'm constantly thinking and processing and analyzing. But
I'm up
guided
to
meditation. You're up to what?
2.5 seconds, I think.
2.5 seconds. Love it. But yeah, I prefer the guided meditations too, because then you're able to like visualize, and I see really vividly. Like I even see vividly with my eyes open. I mean, psychic awareness is really strong in that area. But I found my information on crystals that I printed out like last month. I swear, like crystals have just been surrounding my life for some reason in the most odd ways. But supposedly they can work with the law of attraction. Is that what you were learning?
The crystals?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
It says that you can incorporate the earth's gemstones to enhance manifesting magic, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
So okay. I'm just trying to grasp all this. Ambassador for the universe.
The universe, yeah. It's just a minor thing, right? Hey, GM8.
Well, what does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me? That I pass along. Yeah. It just means that I pass along the universal wisdom, that energy exists, that realm of ease and playfulness. Oh, he's gone. That realm of playfulness is real, and learn for myself how to master it and access it so I can teach it. And then inspire other people to live from that place of effortlessness and playful creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Constant love and joy.
You're perfect for that too, because you're just so much fun. A big ball of joy.
I actually have really, it's been quite a while. I had such a great weekend. I went to a music festival and I volunteered at Main Gate. And I got to spend other than I brought my computer, my laptop with me to get my business plan finished. But I got to spend all day Saturday listening to amazing music and dancing like crazy. And it was so fun. Just like, and there's this one band, I know this is off topic, but there's this one band, I'm just like tears. It was so pretty. I mean, her voice is magic. Talk about universal magic. I mean, totally felt like she was just channeling the angelic realm. I mean, it was so pretty. Yeah, it was phenomenal. And there's some really awesome.
What were they called?
It was called the Lomax Project. And it's based off of all the work her father had done. He spent, I guess, 30 some years going to all different parts of the world gathering these folk songs. And she's taken these songs and just put her lovely soul and voice and magic to them. And yeah.
I love it when people sing, especially when they're good at it. I mean, like when you have like a Whitney Houston type voice, it's just so mesmerizing.
Yeah. So it was your birthday and you went to the mountains?
Yes, it was awesome. Oh my gosh, I slept like 9 hours one night, which was unheard of for me. It's been a really long time since that's happened. But yeah, it was good, and I got to hang out with my mom, and we got along so well that she's coming down on Friday for 6 days. So she's going to be on the show next week.
Oh, is she? Nice. That's neat.
Yeah. She'll have internet reception. I mean, she's tried to get on the show so many times, but like up there in the mountains, there's just,
oh yeah,
it's not feasible. So
oh, that'd be neat.
She's really excited to like get on and say hi to everybody, because she like watches and stuff, and she'll watch the replays. But
oh yeah,
yeah.
What's her name?
She's like my biggest supporter.
What's her name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie, Tiffany.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been called Stephanie half my life. You know, people like get us mixed up because like the I don't know. It's kind of Stephanie, Tiffany.
Right.
So, do you want to hear what the crystal info says?
Yeah.
Because this is really interesting. I read this, but I just didn't pay attention to it. And isn't it weird how like, well, it's not weird. It's really cool how everything kind of just ties in together in the exact timing it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we get all these clues and all these hints, and then all of a sudden like a light bulb just goes off, and then it all like comes full circle and makes sense. And you're like, oh, okay. I understand now. Does that ever happen to you?
The screen froze up for a minute.
Oh,
where everything happens?
Yeah, I was saying then like how a light bulb goes off and everything just kind of comes full circle, and you're just like, oh, okay, I get it. Like that's what that meant, and that's what that. You know, it's just like I guess the best way to describe it is an epiphany, like where you know and everything makes sense.
I had my first one when I was about 24 years old. And it was such a big one that I thought I was going to die now because I knew everything. I seriously did. I thought, oh, I guess I know everything now. I guess I'm done here. Such a child.
Well, you know, when I was like 18 or 21, that phase, I literally thought I knew everything about the world, and I was the shit. And like, I knew nothing. Looking back now, it's like, oh my gosh. And age is funny, wisdom, whatnot.
So I want to talk to you actually about the 30-day challenge. I didn't actually when you started it.
When I started it?
Tell me a bit about it and how it's going and when you started
it. This is my personal one now. I'm wanting to incorporate a group one like I was telling you before. It's just I was like really too scattered to even like, I have like a month at this time. Let's see, I'm on day 26, and I was just doing something simple like an affirmation challenge. And I'm on day 26.
So it's not a group one.
Well, I want to do a group one, but I haven't had the commitment of time and effort to give to a new project like that, because, you know, like we were talking before, a Facebook group and all that stuff. And I think it could be really beneficial for a lot of people and spark something pretty big. But when I was like rushing into it, I was reminded by the angels that like I need to like slow down and before the cell phone came, the landline, and before the landline came, you know what I mean? Like, because like sometimes I'll just get so inspired and motivated and I'll just like take off and then like it goes to shit because I didn't properly plan and I didn't like, I don't know, I just didn't even know what I was doing. So that's why I was like kind of testing out this one. It's super easy. All that I'm doing is just publicly stating an affirmation each day. And these come from a book that I already have them in. It's going to be made into a book eventually. I don't know. I'm probably going to have like 4 different books between like angels, numbers, affirmations, and everything, probably in like 5 years. But yeah, so I'm still definitely really interested in doing that. I mean, I was super excited about it before when I was telling you about it. I think once I'll be able to give more time and energy to it once September 23rd is over.
Right.
Which is the book launch. Well, the book launches on September 1st, and the award ceremony, which I might be speaking at, which is going to be huge. If I get to speak, there's going to be 10 people that are doing 10-minute segments. And they said that I have a really good chance at being chosen, that I should submit my information. So I've been working on that too, which has kind of kept me a little bit more busy than I'd like, but it has to be submitted next week. But yeah, are you still interested in doing that?
Yeah, perhaps I am. Depends how busy I get too. I'm really packed right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe when
And I
things
have
calm down for the both of us at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And
so you haven't. There's what?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna the book launch. Like, what is that? What is your book launch and award ceremony? What does that all like look like?
Well, I'm not.
The specifics of it.
Well, the book just comes out hard copy on the 1st of September. And I'll be able to get my copy that's going to be like sold on Amazon and everything. So, yeah, that launches on the 1st. It'll be available. And then it'll go public. And the 21st through the 23rd is called the Summit Leadership event. It's like a 3-day event where everybody flies in to Hollywood, and there's like workshops that go on, and then there's the Keeley's events, or the Keeley's Awards, which are for the authors and for getting inducted into the Best-Selling Academy or whatever. And then there's this other one called the XB Awards, and those are for the speaking. So I'm getting an induction for the Keeley Awards, which is writing, and that's on Friday night, so the last night of the event. And then so yeah, Jack Canfield's going to be like all the top people, and we get to do workshops with them and attend a networking event. I think the first night, like it's at some sort of the Roosevelt Hotel or something.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, and
wow,
Dino's going to come with me. He had to like pay $1,000 to come, because if you wanted to buy a ticket to come, that's how much it costed.
Wow. But you got a complimentary ticket?
Yeah. I got my ticket for free because I'm
Nice.
getting inducted and getting an award or whatever. But I get to walk the red carpet and take pictures with people, I guess, that I don't even really know who's going to be there. I just know Jack's going to be there.
Oh, awesome.
Which is always exciting, of course.
Yeah, that's cool. Right on.
Have you ever experimented with binaural beats?
Just try logging off and logging in.
Or is your it's bad. Is that better?
How's that? Oh, it's still really.
You are fine on my end.
I am, eh? Okay, I just have a big delay on my side. Oh well. I got to visit my cousin today. She bought 4 of my books today. That was kind of
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So, did you listen? Go ahead.
I was going to tell you, when I was up in the mountains, I got a lot of hours by myself to do some readings and everything, and it was really exciting. I did a 5-card spread with your cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I had it emailed to me, but I got purpose again. I keep getting the purpose card. Soul something. Hang on, I have it recorded. I was gonna tell you about it so that maybe you had some further information since you are the creator.
Well, it can be such a simple thing, to discover our purpose. I remember it was a couple of years ago, and it's just like, if you just really, maybe it's not simple for people that really aren't very connected to their heart and soul. And if you don't have a lot of faith in trusting that either, I think it can be difficult. But like a couple of years ago, I'm just like, oh, I want to dance, and there's nothing locally. And so I just started a dance class, and it turned out to be like such an amazing program for other people and myself. And I can't even imagine anything more joyful. Like, it was just like, it was like in that realm of perfection, of bliss and fun. And sometimes I think that's what it is. It's like, you're not really planning your life and figuring it out. You just like, okay, this is what I feel like doing. And all of a sudden you're in that place, and you have, like, I couldn't have planned that, to plan that type of an amazing experience for myself and the group of dancers. And that's part of my purpose is to create something innovative, something brand new, something that's never been done before in service to others, right? And through numerology, I kind of got that big umbrella of it. Like, that's the big umbrella of my life. When I realized that that's what I'm always doing. It has to be for somebody else. I mean, to find your purpose, I mean, all you need to do is to, I guess, learn about your heart.
I would absolutely agree. And it is so simple, you're right. And like when I do card readings, if you can feel, it's not necessarily what you're reading, you have an understanding of what the card represents, but there's so much more than that. And it's very simple. Just like you said, your purpose is very simple. It's almost so simple that it's stupid. Like, we as humans complicate things, and it's like you figure it out kind of as you go. Like, so for example, if you're like, okay, I really like to watch movies. And the thing is you can't let anybody interfere with your purpose or what you like doing. You can't let anybody choose that for you. And so you like movies, and then you're like, okay, cool. Actually, I like watching them. Then you start watching them, then you're like, I want to create them and make them. And then you start making them. And all of a sudden you're this big producer, and you're like, I want to portray a message. And eventually your purpose just all falls into place from that one desire of wanting to watch a movie,
Yeah.
Because you followed that desire and that felt good for you.
Yeah. And it's like some of the exercises I'm putting into my program, they've also really helped me too. And they weren't really simple. And they weren't really from my heart. They were from my head. And it was more like the logical part of it too, is like going back into childhood, looking over every job I've ever had, and what's the one fun thing you've had out of every job. And I went, well, I went right back from my childhood to all my jobs that I've had, and everything, there was like one common denominator that connected all those things. It's like, of course, that's my purpose. It has to be, because that's the thing about each thing that brought me so much joy, and it's just, that was awesome because then it was like, I felt like I could relax. It's like I'm not searching like, oh, maybe I should be a philanthropist, or maybe I should be a vet, or maybe I should do this or do that. And you don't really know yourself, right? And what makes me wake up. But it's actually taking that time just to really do some soul searching, going, yeah, you know, what is it that really lights me up and what makes me excited?
Yeah, that's why participating in your passions is so important.
Yeah.
As a human being. Yeah, it's so crazy you brought that up, because I loved how you said when it is so simple, because like we ultimately decide, you know, like you don't live on purpose and misery. Like, you know, it's, I don't know. It's funny. So, okay, I pulled up my 5-card thing, and it's, were you going to say something? Are we on a delay still?
No, what I was going to just say though too, because it's really interesting. Have you ever had those moments where somebody says something to you and it kind of makes you feel embarrassed or awkward, or it's like, ugh, that wasn't a very nice thing? This one lady said to me once a couple of years ago, she goes, it seems like you really need to hear thank you for everything you do. And I never thought I did. You know, I don't even know where she got that from, but I guess that's the energy I was putting out. And at that time, when I heard that message, it made me feel kind of self-conscious in a way, and maybe even a little bit bad about myself. But then when I realized that even that's part of my purpose, is because my purpose is in service to others, it has to be for other people, because that's why I do things. I do them for other people, not so I get gratitude, but I like to see other people happy. That in turn, you know, lights me up, right? So it's not like I'm looking for a thank you, but I am. That's the core of my purpose, is to bring joy, you know.
And you know, it's not a thank you in a way that we would put it in the context of as like expectation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't expect it, but the thing is that that's what you feed off of, because when you're giving and you see that you're making a difference in someone's life, that feeds you. Then in turn, it goes full circle. So it's like an exchange, an even exchange of energy, where it's not like take, give, where it's off balance. You know, it's a healthy exchange when you're vibrating at the level that, you know, is good for you. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy, because I could see how that could be misjudged, and maybe that's why you feel that, like, you feel bad for people saying thank you or whatever, because like you're like, no, you don't understand, like I that's just me, like,
yeah.
that's just what I do. You don't need to thank me.
Yeah, it's not about, not that I don't like the thank you. I like the energy that they are feeling because of something I might have done or said or created, right? This is like that.
And that's
what feeds me, is seeing other people's happiness or freedom or whatever it is. Yeah. It's been quite a journey to figure out what, you know, who I am. And it really did start with paying attention to my heart, though. And that ritual that I always do, and putting the hand on my heart and listening, like, what is it? How are you feeling? What you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, well, I mean, our higher self, like, I don't know. There's just so much I want to learn and know and understand. But really, at the end of the day, it's like an inner comprehension, you know? Because, I mean, who's to say it's right or wrong?
Yeah.
What somebody's feeling or thinking or whatever for them, you know? I mean, half the time I just think I'm crazy anyways, and I'm so who's to say what? But I really believe the concept that we have feelings and intuition and emotions, like, for a certain purpose. Like, it serves something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's there. Like, we have fight or flight syndrome, like, automatically. Like, we've got adrenaline that kicks. I mean, all these physical forces that go on, that happen just behind feeling and thought. Like, it's really deep. Do you know what I'm talking about?
But it's interesting because I haven't worked with a lot of people yet on how to discover their purpose. I've had a few clients where I've worked on those specific issues, and probably maybe a dozen or so that I've had clients that want to work just on their life purpose. There's only one girl I think that I had that she goes, I didn't really get anything. She goes, but yet I got everything. She goes, I have no idea what my purpose is now. After the end of that weekend workshop, she goes, but you know what? Because she's the only one that didn't really get anything, but she's only like 18. And she goes, but you know, there's something that has shifted inside me where it doesn't even matter. She just felt this freedom in the sense of, you know, it doesn't matter that I don't have a thing. You know, there's so much to learn and experience. And
I think that's like where you get to awareness. Like, I think that's like, because we all have like a main, you know, like you said, you look back on all the jobs that you've done and it kind of all has an underlying commonality. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like we're always evolving, right? As humans, we're always, hopefully, I mean, progressing forward and not backward, but if we have to go backward, whatever it takes. But like, would you agree that once you have that awareness of self and kind of you understand things on a whole different level about yourself? I'm not saying like the world or whatever, like the world outside doesn't matter when you're in that state, because you're so right with you that like you can, you know, like you don't need it to, it just happens. It just is.
I know. That's true. Everything doesn't matter and everything is just right. And nothing can really go wrong anymore. Yeah, once you really understand yourself and you're really secure and comfortable who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, that's like, I can't teach people how to find their purpose. I don't really think anybody can. All I think we do is set an example, you know, like it's not something that you can just tell someone. No. They have to physically experience the experience. And then like, I mean, I can't just sit you down and be like, okay, Teresah, your purpose, since you're a number 11, which, you know, equals out to 2, but you're a master number, and basically your destiny is here to change the world on a big scale, and you're a thought leader, and you've got all these amazing qualities that you're working with people, and you've got vision, and like, you know, natural leader, like, and then like you could be like, okay, all right. But if you don't understand and comprehend, like there's a difference between hearing something and there's a difference between comprehension. Mm-hmm. You know, you can hear something and you'll go in one ear and out the other, but if you comprehend it, you get it. It like makes sense on all beings.
Yeah.
On all levels of your being.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's been so hard for me to make a program or like a course. I've been really challenged with that because I can't put it into paper. Like it's an experience. I can't just hand somebody a piece of paper and be like, here, this is how you figure out your purpose, because it's kind of different for everyone. Well, there's the general.
How did you come across and how did you discover what your purpose is?
It took a nervous breakdown that lasted like 7 months. And then just all the traumatic stuff that happened. And it took me getting to the point of not wanting to live. And I was basically trying to kill myself slowly. Mm-hmm. And just not giving a shit about anything, about my life, about my family, about my existence, because everything was lost. I lost everything. I lost my daughter. I lost my husband. I lost my houses, I lost my income, I lost everything that I loved and cared about in the world was just gone, besides my mom and my dad and my sister and my niece and nephew. And it's just like, my whole world was shaken up, and I didn't snap out of it. I don't know. I really don't know what it was, because I just didn't care anymore. And I believe it was my angels, my guardian angels, because I've always felt inside that I have a huge mission or a huge responsibility. And I'd feel bad when I was like messing up or doing wrong, or like, like for myself, like not wrong to others, but when I'm not on track, I feel guilty. Like I feel selfish, because just like the concept of how I believe everybody has their own unique, like you say, their imprint. We're all so valuable in the world. And like when we don't shine, when we don't develop that, and we shortchange ourselves for that gift, we're shortchanging the world, you know, because can you imagine if everybody operated at and shined the way that they're meant to, you know? Like that would be blissful. I mean, we're all like so amazing. I mean, in general, we don't even know how cool we are as humans because we can't wrap our minds around it, or haven't been able to figure it out again in this lifetime. See, we need a thought leader like you to bring it all together for an ambassador of the universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically, I just got to the point where I was so broken, and I was sick of living like that. And slowly, it was a slow process. I worked on me, and I wasn't in a relationship. I don't know. I just kind of really got myself together, and then little by little, I started figuring out things. I started getting visions. I started getting thoughts. I started journaling. I started meditating. Then all of a sudden I can communicate with angels. I don't know, just all this weird stuff.
So when did the Tiffany T-World come into the picture?
You know, it was actually supposed to be a reality TV show. So I was going to put cameras up all around the house that I was renting. Oh, and that's another thing. I had to actually like rent a room from someone. And I've lived on my own since I was 16. Like I was married at 18, you know, I had my properties, and I never lived with somebody besides my ex-husband. And so that was like the most humbling and awesome experience. And just, it was so cool. But so I'm here trying to convince my landlord and my best friend, Victoria, who lives with me, to put cameras up 24/7 around our house because our life is so profound and like all this stuff happens. And it was, and it did. It was like the time when I was literally having an awakening every day. And I was just like, whoa, I should have recorded that. Whoa. Like, people need to know this stuff. Like, what is going on? I was in awe every day of the universe and my own existence. And I wanted to share it. But I couldn't didn't raise $84,000 to fund it. So I was like, well, okay, I'll start off slow. And then I started the website, and just slowly but surely now it's on a whole different level than I ever imagined. Like, see, that's like the perfect example, like you were saying. Like, you just have one little thing figured out, and then just be and do it. And then it just evolves into this huge thing that you would have never imagined.
Yeah. And that's kind of the fun of life too, because I mean, it's a surprise too. It's not something that, you know, you got a blueprint for a house and you follow the blueprint, you know how it's all going to turn out, and it's great and it's wonderful. But there's no surprises either, other than maybe something goes wrong. But there's no surprise when you're that tight to your plan. But if you just kind of just lead with your joy and kind of go, oh, let's just give that a try, and then you either like it or you don't, or it's just the next step to something different, and all of a sudden your whole world opens up in a way you couldn't even have imagined.
Right, I know.
So,
and yeah, I found the key for my happiness personally is adaptability and embracing change, because change is inevitable. It's going to happen no matter what. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It just is. And I think, you know, we naturally try to put things into categories, and, you know, I think that's just how our brain works from the little psychology that I have studied. It's really crazy to go against that thinking that you naturally have. I think that's when you do start using more percentage of your brain, because you're thinking, it's like called, I guess, thinking outside the box. I guess would be the best way to relate it to others. But being adaptable, and then, like, I don't know about you, like, I know you've been through like a whole lot too, but like I'm to the point where I'm like, that's nothing. Like I've been through worse. Like I can handle this. Like, you know, bring it. Like, kind of attitude. Like, it's not like a cockiness at all. It's like I'm equipped to personally, like, I've handled pretty much everything except for my mom dying, like, and my dad dying. Well, my biological father died, but I don't know. And you've been through a lot too. You're an old soul as well. Like, you've experienced so much. It's like, I'm sure when you go through things, like, yeah, you still feel it, right? But it's just like, oh, been there, done that, been through worse. Like, do you compare it, or is it just like a new whole experience?
It's not like I'm totally drama free, but when little things happen, I don't know, it lasts such a short period, and I'm right back into just a happy place, and I don't get depressed anymore. I don't get suicidal anymore. I don't get anxious anymore. Everything is easy. You know, I don't worry about almost nothing. Like, and it's just amazing because I used to worry about everything. Grass getting cut next door. Grass, I got no privacy, and I just lose my marbles over it, right? But going back,
it's so funny.
Yeah, right. Going back to purpose, it was really interesting because I wanted to start talking with the homeless, because sometimes some of the that they have a skill people should give to me because I'm not able to give to myself, and they forget that they have things to offer other people. Not all of them, obviously. And so part of my mission would love to be to help people awaken, like you like to help people awaken to their fullest potential, but just to see, and just like, it doesn't even have to be anything grand, because I remember walking the streets in Victoria and I thought he was a homeless man, and he didn't turn out to be a homeless man. And he stopped me. That felt really stupid, but he was very, grubby and whatnot, and he was late at night on the street. And so he approaches me, and he's drinking out of a brown paper bag, and I thought, oh, and I'm not judgmental at all. So he approaches me and asks me for a hug, and I'm like, oh yeah, bring it on, right? Give me a big hug. And he goes, okay, now let's have an Indian leg wrestle. So like right on the sidewalk, right? Like after
leg wrestle.
And I'm having like a lying down in my dress, and I'm having an Indian leg wrestle with this person. And I'm going, I don't know if that person was aware of how much happiness he brought to me that day. I mean, if that's such a great purpose to have, if you can engage with people and just to see your own brilliance and your own beauty, and it doesn't have to be a grand thing. It can be something so minor and bring incredible joy to somebody else.
Yeah, it could even just be like someone's energy or someone smiling at you. Or it could be the things that are on such a small scale really have such a huge impact. And we don't usually like take the time out to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome. It reminds me of like you going up to a woman that's not pregnant and being like, what do you do?
That's right.
The bum thing.
Yeah. How far along are you? And they're not pregnant. It's like, they're like, no, I have a home. It's like, oh, sorry.
That I've done that before, and it's so embarrassing. I'm like, oh, you don't even know what to say afterwards. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Live and learn.
Right. So what was your big awakening for your figuring out what you're doing in life? I mean, I know you've been through a lot.
My big awakening for my purpose, or for something else? For my happiness?
Yeah, for your purpose. For your contentment that you have today.
My big awakening was a spiritual awakening. It was an experience. Did I mention this in therapy? I was doing chakra work, and all the cells in my body exploded. Did I share that story with you?
No.
So I was in a dysfunctional, well, I don't like to use that word. I was in a relationship that was challenging. And so we're in couple therapy. And I'm always like, because I'm very much raised in the victim mentality, so I'm blaming everything on him, and that's why we're in counseling, because it's all his fault. And the counselor, he was like, he was into Buddhism, but I didn't know that. And he goes, it has nothing to do with your partner. And I'm like, yes, it does. And he goes, no, go deeper than that. So like, okay, he goes, what's underneath that feeling? And I go, like, go to the next feeling. He goes, well, what's underneath that? And I go to the next one. He goes, what's under that? And he kept on doing this, right? And it kind of got me pissed off. And I just went, you know what? It doesn't matter. I says, because even if our relationship works out, I says, and it's really good, we all just die, because I was raised an atheist, right? I says, we all just die anyways. It doesn't matter if anything works out. So that was like the root. So I got to, so my contentment came from going to the root of my fear. And that was my fear of death back then. This is like 15 years ago already, almost. Yeah. And so in that moment, he's like, and I'm just already at this point, he goes, no, who taught you that? And I said, well, my dad, he raised me as an atheist. And he goes, well, that's not your burden to carry. And I want you to take your finger and circle your chakra area, like your belly button. He didn't call it the chakra area, just your belly button. Of course, that chakra is your fear and your power center. So he wanted me to go to the source of my fear, and I couldn't, just sobbing and hyperventilating, just bawling. I was like, no, I can't do it. I don't want to feel that level of fear. It's really intense. But after about 15 minutes of coaching me, he got me to breathe enough where I got to touch my belly button. But, I'll back up. I said, so right before that happened, I says, you know what, if I do this, I says, I feel like I'm going to explode and die. Is that painful? If I touch my belly button? And I was terrified of it, terrified of dying and death and what it all means and whatever. And so, but when he coached me and he actually got me to do it, the same thing happened. I kind of died but in the spiritual sense. All of a sudden, like I exploded like I thought I would, but it wasn't into death, it was into light. And I could feel literally every single molecule of my body go into the heaven realm or bliss. And it was the most phenomenal feeling. And I had it once in a dream before, but because it was a dream, I didn't think it was real. And I actually physically felt my whole body transform, like into, we're talking earlier in the show about that realm that you go into, and it's pure ease and it's pure bliss. I mean, it was so amazing. And I guess what the Christians call, a born again thing, right? You're awakened to divine energy, and every amount of that energy is in every cell of your body. And it lasted till 3 a.m. And I went, wow, that was really profound. And I guess I got to trust that there's something more than just Teresa's body. There's something greater that I don't understand or see or know, but I now have access to. I now have access to this. And over years of different experiences. And I remember once earlier on in my spiritual awakening moment, and I wanted to buy a house, and I had not enough money for a down payment, so I wanted to buy a house. So I getting really anxious about this. Going, I know this to be happy. I want to be a renter, but I've never been a renter. Spoiled Friday. And so I realized that okay, I don't want that to be my happy. I don't want that to be my happy. Let that go. I don't have to own a house to be happy. I'll buy a kayak instead. And so prior to that moment, 2 weeks, I'm getting feedback again. Prior to that, can you hear that?
Prior to what?
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
So
prior to that.
Yeah. So when I realized that that's not going to affect my happiness, prior to that, I was on the phone trying to get my dad to give me a loan and begging, like, why won't you do this? You have lots of money. And then, so of course, talking about a sense of entitlement, right? And at that moment when I decided that wasn't going to define my happiness, in that moment, when I energetically shifted, going, it doesn't matter, you know, and nothing outside of me is going to affect my happiness. My dad called me. It says, you can have a loan. Like, seriously, like within 30 seconds, he called me. And I knew then, like, that was like, I knew there was something bigger at work and that we're connected in a way I don't understand. So I just knew it. I could feel it. So anyways, that was when I realized that I am safe. Those are those kinds of situations that happen, but I realized that I'm so safe. I'm so looked after. I'm so protected. And I'm not alone. And I'm invincible. And I can do anything. And we can create anything we want. And this magic that is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Don't you just get so excited when you're like, you talk about that? Like, do you, I mean, like, you guys watching, do you understand what that means? Like, that's just so phenomenal. I mean, awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess it's like,
you're what?
That's what it was like. It's like living in the dark and then realizing there's a world of sunshine you could be living in.
Yeah. Or like being blind your whole life and then being able to see, like actually see things or hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
yes, that was really cool and intimate. I'm super glad that we got the opportunity to talk about all that. It was fun.
Yeah,
as
me
usual.
too.
Everything's always fun with you guys.
Ask questions, but thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for sharing this hour with me too, as well, Tiffany.
My pleasure. Thank you.
To meeting you in person one day.
I know. You have to come out to the beach because I've been to Canada a few times and the beach is nice.
Okay.
Tell your roommate to bring his surfboard or your friend. I forgot who it was, but
right.
What was his name? He was so sweet.
My roommate was Craig. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next week at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Teresa, do you want to add anything?
Nope, just thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Okay, bye.
Bye.